Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. It's Intentional Favor here. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Please don't make it your last. Click on the subscribe button as well as notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release new videos. And to all my amazing returning subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thanks for always coming back to watch my videos. About a week ago, I put on my community tab that you guys should ask me questions because I wanted to film a Q&A. I've not done that in a very long time. And some of you came through, although Baby Nesu stole the shine because I kind of put a picture that both of us took and he was so cute in that picture. And everyone was just complimenting him in that picture or in the post and forgot actually the reason for the post, which is asking you guys to ask me questions. But no offense taken. Thank you guys so much for the compliment. He really appreciates. Also, I also put the same on Instagram. I got a very few questions on Instagram, so I'm going to try and attempt to answer your questions in this particular video. So in no particular order, the first question I have here is, how is maternity pay? Is the council better than other services like NHS, care homes, and all the rest? Okay, thank you very much for this question. I've actually been meaning to film a video about my maternity pay. I still hope to do that or include it in a vlog. I don't know. I had some issues with logging into my portal or my laptop, my work laptop, for me to get my pay slip. But the thing is that maternity pay is not like, it's not so good, but I'll talk more elaborately on that video when I view my pay slips and I can talk to you about it. But to answer this question, I don't think that council is better than anywhere or something like that. The thing about maternity pay is that it depends on how long you've worked in an organization and the policy of that organization. Okay, so for instance, in my workplace, I think depending on the number of years you have worked with them, they give you some certain benefits for having worked with them for a very long time. So because I've worked with them for over a year before a certain week of my pregnancy, that's how they put it, I was entitled to 90% of my salary for just 6 weeks before I start receiving what is called statutory maternity pay. Okay, now if you have worked longer, I think it's about 8 weeks or thereabout, that they will pay you 90% of your salary, including the statutory maternity pay. Okay, so there are some benefits when it comes to working with some organizations for a longer time. And even in NHS, I learned that every trust have their policy when it comes to maternity leave and maternity pay. But there is what is called statutory maternity pay. Of course, it's statutory, meaning it's legal, if I'm to use that word. Okay, so statutory, it's legal. I'm thinking of a word to replace statutory, but that is more like mandatory. Okay, SMP, statutory maternity pay, is compulsory for every workplace. You have to pay everybody, and because it's statutory, there is an amount. You can always Google it. I think it's 600 and something, nearly £700. That is the statutory maternity pay that everybody who is a worker, who got pregnant and of course has a baby and is on maternity leave, that person is entitled. The organization must. That's why it is statutory. They must pay you that. So if answering this question, I don't really think about whether council is better than NHS or care home. I think when it comes to policy, for instance, I already told you guys that where I work, for 6 weeks, they paid me 90% of my salary plus statutory maternity pay. There are some places that they might pay you your full salary for a certain weeks, okay, before they now start paying you only SMP. Others might do it for longer. It really depends. So even with the council, it depends on the council you are working with. So it's not like local authorities have one particular list. In NHS, there are different NHS trusts. So depending on the one you are working with, they also have their policies. And the care homes too, it depends on the care homes. So I think that's it. So you can't say that this one is better than this one. But one thing for sure is that if you've worked longer in that place, you tend to benefit more. There are some benefit for having worked with them for a long time when it comes to maternity pay. All right, moving on to the next question. I'm sorry, I'll have to be scrolling because, like I said, Neso stole the show, and every comment here is all about compliment, most of them. Okay, so this one says, cute and handsome prince, na him picture carry me come o. I no get question, you see what I'm talking about? But then she went on to say, how are you doing? God will continue to bless your family. Thank you very much. And they meant to that. Yeah, I'm doing great. As you guys can see, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Someone said, cute boy, please, how can someone get a care job in UK? All right. So on this channel, I've been careful not to really, I've not really talked much about all these care homes are recruiting. It's not like I don't have all those like information, but I just feel like I don't have enough time on my hand, to do research, that is involved. And because I know that if you are putting up posts like that, people will always be on your DM asking you questions. Expectation is so high. Of course, I knew that when those kind of stuff, like when they introduced the care visa, that was one thing that blew so many channels, and I wasn't really in for that. I don't even care about blowing on that regard because I didn't have the time. I mean, then I was really working and my work is so stressful, so I'm not really talking much about care jobs here. But if I'm to answer this question, the advice I will give you is that there are very good channels here on YouTube that they advertise care homes or agencies that are recruiting. One of them is Immigrate with Army. Oh my gosh, she does a very good job. Both UK, Canada, Netherlands, think of any country, I give it to her. Army does a very good job. All I can do is to recommend you to those channels that I know that I can vouch for, that are doing a great job. People have benefited from that, including myself. Yeah, okay, of course, not that I'm looking for care job, but I watch them. I send the links to people when they make posts and all of that, and you will definitely benefit because I know that people have benefited from that. Okay, Immigrate with Army is one. Clara UK Immigration is another person. Okay, check her out. She also does all of this. There are so many of them. Okay, so if you want to get a care job, if you're outside the country, I would advise you watch all these videos. Even if you're in the UK already, it's even easier for you to get it within the country than outside. Watch all these channels. Okay, subscribe to them, follow their videos, keep applying. Okay, one key is be consistent and never give up. Don't think that you've applied to 10 and 10 is enough. Apply to 1,000. If you see 1,000 opportunities, you never can tell the one that will work. All right, yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. The compliments are so much, guys. They are just so much. Everywhere is all about a compliment. Thank you, guys. So this person said, can you do a detailed video on how to go about circumcision in UK? As I heard, it's not under NHS. Okay, I'm not sure about a detailed video, but like you rightly said, it's not under NHS. There are some people, if people watch the video where I talked about my baby's circumcision, some people, or just few people, about 2 people or so, came there criticizing circumcision and all of that. But thankfully, I know one of them had to delete his comment because I was giving it to him bad booze. You can't come under my comment section and talk rubbish when you are not WHO. That's what I was just asking him. And you are you WHO and all of that? Okay, so it's not under NHS. There are some people that have some whatever reservations about circumcision, yeah. But I think when it comes to circumcision, because it's not under NHS, it's something personal to people. The best way if you're in the UK to go about circumcision is to ask Christians that live near you. Okay, so of course, when I gave birth and I know I was giving birth to a baby boy, after he was born, I know the next thing was to think about circumcision. Then I know someone that recently gave birth to a baby boy. I just asked her, she already circumcised her baby, so where did you do it? And then she gave me direction. She gave me 2 contacts. One worked. Okay, the other one, the date was far. Then the second one was the one I used. So I think if you're in the UK, if you're having a baby boy, the best thing is once you know you're having a baby boy, it might be worth looking around you. People that, for instance, if you're in Sheffield and you ask me, oh, favor, you gave birth to a baby boy, where did you do the circumcision? Definitely, I'll give you the contact of where I did mine. Although I did mine in Manchester because I had a closer date and I felt like it's best to do it earlier. Okay, yeah, so I went to Manchester, but there is a contact in Sheffield. I can also give it to you. If you're in Manchester, this also you can also ask me. I can give you. I know someone in Manchester. I gave her my contact, the contact I used, but the date was also far. She asked around. They gave her another place which is not in Manchester, but she could travel there to go and get it done. So there is always someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that will take you to a place closest to you for circumcision, if that makes sense. So I think that's the best way. Just ask anybody that has given birth to a baby boy in this country around you. Ask them how they went about it. You will definitely get the information. Oh, I just read a comment that is so long. Like, I felt that there would be a question in between, but everything here is compliment. Thank you so, so much. The compliments are overwhelming and I really love them. Thank you guys for loving my baby, okay? This question is, as an international student, is one eligible for maternity exemption certificate? And when do babies of an international student start paying for NHS fee? So for those that don't know, maternity exemption certificate is a certificate that they give you when you are pregnant that exempts you from paying for prescriptions. So in the UK, although health is free in the UK, we know that you pay for prescriptions. Definitely, it's only children and some older people that are exempted from paying for prescriptions. But when you become pregnant, once you have your maternity exemption certificate, it exempts you from paying for prescription, any prescription whatsoever. Once you present it, they give it to you free of charge. So this person is asking whether international students are entitled to this. I think they should be, because everybody in the UK, you are entitled to maternity pay, you're entitled to maternity leave, you're also entitled to that. And of course, health, everything NHS is free. Either you've paid for health surcharge or you are exempted from paying that depending on the work you do. But even as an international student, I would say that you are entitled to it. All you need to do is to speak to your midwife. Okay, speak to your midwife, speak to your GP or any health professional you come across. They will be the ones to make the application for you. And once they make the application for you, and I know some people don't know about this. Funny enough, my midwife never mentioned this to me. I didn't know about it until, of course, until when I was prescribed my blood pressure medication. Then I went there. The pharmacist was asking me, do I have maternity exemption certificate? And I was like, what's that? Then she now told me what it was. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't know about that. So if you don't know about it, just know that once you're in the UK, you should be entitled to that. Just speak to your midwife. They'll make the application for you. They'll give it to you. And of course, it can come as a certificate online or maybe a card. Just give it to the pharmacist whenever you go to get a prescription. They'll give it to you free of charge. You will not pay. And sometimes it also exempts you from some dental care. All right. So I would say that, yeah, international students should be okay. Yeah, but just speak to your midwife. If in the process of doing the application, they can only say, oh, she's not entitled to it, but I don't see that happening. It's NHS, because even if you are an international student, if you need any service from NHS, it is free, and this is under NHS, mind you. So just putting one and two together, it's also free. Even if you are sick and you need surgery, like a minor surgery or something, you won't be asked to pay for that. So what's more prescription if surgery can be done free of charge? Okay. The next question you asked, when do babies of an international student start paying for NHS fee? No, I don't think that babies of international students will ever be asked to pay for um NHS fee, IHS fee. This baby is born in this country. It's just that UK doesn't do citizenship by birth, okay? But once you are born in this country, to be honest, it gives them some certain privileges sooner or later, okay? So of course, when they were born, if you take them to the GP, they just do their GP registration, their birth registration, they just do everything. Nobody asks for anything extra, okay? So they don't pay. They will never ask that child to pay for NHS fee. No, it's not even about international students. Whether you are international students or you are on a skilled worker visa, we are all migrants. We are immigrants, okay? For instance, now, I've never even thought of it and no one has asked me for my baby to pay. I'm still a migrant. International student is still a migrant. I don't think there is really any difference. Well, except that international students, they pay for IHS, and maybe if you're on a skilled worker visa, you don't pay. But they won't be asked. Even when you want to renew your citizenship, it will amaze you how seamless it is for babies that are born in this country. Their own goes so fast. You pay certain money, they won't pay certain money. Although I heard that you have to make sure that they didn't leave this country, because if they didn't leave this country, they won't need any passports at all. This is just addition to that question, okay? They won't need any passports, okay? For instance, if I don't travel with my baby doesn't have a Nigerian passport. He's just like hanging, okay? So by the time I get my ILR, I heard, okay, at that point he can get his British passport already and not having to pay a certain fee that me and my husband will have to pay when we are renewing or doing any other thing, because he was born in this country and he has never been to any other country. He's not more like a citizen of any other country. He's just a Nigerian by birth, okay? But he doesn't even have their their passport. So there are some privileges that babies that are born in this country they have, as long as they remain in this country and they don't leave the country or need another passport to travel, okay? So I don't think it's something you should be bothered about and maybe verify. The next question I have here, an interesting one. What was your weirdest craving when you were pregnant? Did it go away after delivery? How is baby? Oh my gosh. This question, I've never thought about it, but the truth is that I know when you talk about craving, you talk about food, right? I don't think I had any weird craving. I've watched so many videos but yeah online on YouTube about people their weird pregnancy cravings and all of that. I don't think I ever had such any weird craving. I was just eating normal food, but it's just that I might just start with this. This is what I'm craving. I remember there was a time it was just oats, porridge, oats. That was what I was craving. I was taking oats every day till I got fed up with it. So it's just normal food. It's just that I'll eat it for a very long time. So I didn't really have all this weird combination or combo or a weird food I was not eating and I started eating. This baby didn't give me that. However, if you ask me, what my weirdest craving is, if not to talk about food, I would say that it was shopping. Shopping was something I kept craving for. You guys can testify. Although when I finally declared myself a shopaholic on this channel was after I gave birth to him, but it actually started when I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I so much derived joy and pleasure in going out for shopping. I was visiting IKEA almost every week. I would go to Meadow Hall, going around. My husband got tired of me at some point, and it's weird, isn't it? So that's a weird craving, I would say. So if I'm to answer this question, like to be specific, to give you something, I won't say it's food. I'll just say it's shopping. Shopping was my weirdest craving. That's the craving of all time I had when I was pregnant. I don't know. And that was when it started going for shopping. And of course, to answer your next question, it continued after delivery. As you guys can see, for whatever reason, I now am a shopaholic. I'm now a shopaholic for whatever reason. And this thing started when I was pregnant for this baby. I was not a shopaholic before he came, but when I was pregnant, it all started. So I would say that shopping was my weirdest pregnancy craving. Okay. This one says, Baby Neso is so cute. Same with you. Sending you both love. Thank you very much. Okay, my question or request is, please, do you mind sharing the video you once said you will do on how you brought your brother to England? Thanks in anticipation. Okay. I don't know. I actually did that video. I did that video. That video is just that I know people had expectation. The comment section was not the best because people were just slashing me. Oh, you just deceived me. Why not just say, give it? They were suggesting title I should have given and all of that. But for me, I sincerely told you guys how I brought my brother to the UK in that video. I know you might be expecting something else, but I'll still tell you guys what I said in that video. The things I said in that video that actually are the ways I brought my brother. And I think I even said some of it earlier when I was answering the question when someone asked how to get a care job in the UK. I did. So I told you guys that I took it up as a project. Me and my dad took it up as a project. That was what we called it. It's a project to bring my brother to join me in the UK. And you know, when you say something is a project, you take it serious. So it's a project and we kind of drafted plan. How will it work? Believe me, we started with study visa, thinking about study visa. Thankfully, health and care visa was introduced. And then we weighed our option. That's a project. And we felt that, you know what, this one will be better than study visa. So let's see if we can actually focus on this one. Then we began this journey of health and care visa. And I said it there that I played some roles. One of the roles I played is that being like, you know how Nigeria is. My brother was in Nigeria. You know how internet is an issue in Nigeria. Unlike here, every home has Wi-Fi. Whether you like it or not, you subscribe, you pay for it, and you use it. You don't even exhaust it, but you pay for it monthly. What I'm saying is that we have access to data and internet connection more than them. So what I usually do is to take it upon myself. All these channels that I mentioned to you guys, all I do is to watch them. If I see any video like this, okay, I know that if I tell my brother to watch this video, he might say, I don't have data, send me money for data. And of course, I was sending him money for data. That's part of the things I did. Okay, and I'll watch some of them. If I see links, I will send it to him and say, apply. His CV, I helped him to work on his CV. Okay, where is your CV? Give it to me. I put some finishing touches on his CV. In his application, I'll help him to put some adjustment. I wasn't doing everything for him because me, I don't believe in doing something for somebody that you are not a baby. If you're a child, I will understand, but at your age, you should be able to take the bull by the horn. I can only support you and signpost you to relevant things. So that is how I brought my brother to the UK. Relevant information that I see, because I have more access to information than he. So whenever I see any information, I send it to my dad, I send it to him, and then I'll put it on my dad to be the one to pressure him. Make sure you do that thing. Make sure you do that, because I'm very busy. I cannot do that for you, okay? And that was how, because me and my dad doing it hand in hand, and we kept putting him, put this application, do this one, do that. So any information we get, we put it to him. If we hear, sometimes you hear people here, you are in the UK, you hear that somebody just came. Oh, you came, how did you come? You have access to people that already came from Nigeria who already got this visa. Then you ask them questions. They tell you, oh, this is how I got it. This is what I did. And then you get links. And then you send it, okay? And that is it. That is how I brought my brother, because I told you guys it was a project. Health and Care Visa was introduced. Was it in 2021 or 2022? I can't remember. But see how far it took. I came into the UK December 2019, almost 4 years now. And since then, it has been my desire for my brother to join me. And it has been a project that long. And in 2023, it came to actualization. Yeah, it came to pass, and I said it there. See it as a project. It can be a long-term project. Just be doing your bits, bit by bit. You never can tell when it will come to fruition, and that is how I brought my brother to the UK. You know that people were expecting me. I don't know if you wanted me to share link. I'm so sorry where he's working and everything. I'm so sorry I cannot share, because even currently now they are no longer recruiting. God knows, I'm not lying. They are no longer recruiting. So there's no point of me sharing link and say apply. This is the company that gave him work. They are no longer recruiting, not even home or abroad. They are no longer doing that. So I can't even share that with you guys. But the point is that these are steps that we took to make sure that he's here, and that's how we do it. Persistence, see it as a project. You yourself, you have access to internet, watch videos, see links, send it to them, help them in the application. Sometimes they might need money. I know that, for instance, Clara UK Immigration started some time doing something about CV, whatever, for people, and it comes with a cost. Someone in Nigeria might tell you, I don't have that money. You are in the UK, send them that money, let them use that service, okay? That's your bit. Do all of that thing, because at the end of the day, it will help you. They won't be solely reliant. Oh gosh, English. They won't be so. Oh, I want to speak a big grammar. Let me leave it. They won't solely rely on you. Let's keep it that simple, okay? For instance, my brother has come to the UK. He now understands whenever he asks me for money, and I said, "See, guy, I don't have money." He now sees it, and the way people are asking him for money, even 1 month after he came here, he understands all those facts. At least now, my brother will not be asking me for money every now and then. He's there making his own money and living his own life. It's for your own good. So any little money you invest in that, believe me, it's not something you will regret, because it will take a lot of burden off your shoulder. You get what I mean? Okay, next question. Your baby is so cute. Thank you. As an international student, when is the right time to apply for graduate visa? Or I would like to know the process of transitioning from student visa to skilled worker visa. Okay, so the right time is when you have finished your program. For me, there is no need to rush it. Yeah, there's no need to rush it, because it depends. If you have tried by all means to get a job, to transition from student visa to probably a skilled worker visa, and it didn't work, that's the good thing about this post-study visa, the graduate visa. Then you can use that option, and within that 2 years, you keep trying, gathering skills, knowledge, and all of that for you to be able to still, because at the end of the 2 years, if you don't switch to skilled worker visa, or maybe enroll for another program as an international student, you go back to your country. So it gives you that 2 years, right, for you to be able to build yourself, keep applying for job, and get a job that will give you sponsorship. Good. So the best time is when you have finished your program and you have tried your best for you to switch to a skilled worker visa, and it's not possible. You don't even need to rush it, okay? The good thing about this country is that as long as you have put up an application, you have put an application there, even if your visa has expired or you already applied for a visa, you are staying in the country legally, okay, because you are waiting for decision for your visa. You are allowed to stay in the country until that decision is made, so there is no rush. So I know that sometimes when your visa expires, you have about 3 to 4 months. So I would say maybe the last month, especially if you know you are good. See, if you have any issues with HMRC, all of those issues, or you are worried that something might happen with your application, then please do it immediately after your graduation. Once you finish your studies, that first month or second month, put up the application. It doesn't matter how long it takes to come out. Like I said, you are already in the country and you have the legal right to stay in the country while waiting for a decision to be made for your application. Then the process of transitioning from student visa to skilled worker visa is simple. Just get a job. Now the law has changed. Like 2 years ago during COVID, you can just switch at any time, which people took advantage of. The UK government now realize that people just come, then they switch and they forget about their studies and don't even pay up their school fees. So they make it mandatory that your program must finish before you transition. But I've made a video about this. Probably I'll leave it in the description box, giving you details on how to switch. Okay, go ahead and watch that video. I think I titled it "The Best Way to Switch to a Skilled Worker Visa," or yeah, something like that, in 2023 and beyond. Yeah, so just watch that video. I already made a video on that and you might benefit from that. Okay, this next set of questions are social work related. Okay, but I'll just try and just answer as quick as I can, and if there is any video I have on them, I'll try and leave them in the description box. Okay, the questions are, I think, 4 of them. What advice will you offer to an overseas applicant who just finished social work England registration? Wow, congratulations. If you successfully did it, congratulations. That's the first thing I will say to you. And then I'll say keep looking for local authorities that recruit internationally. Let me put myself on the spot now. People have been asking me about the process of doing this social work England registration, and I'm glad to announce to you guys I have someone that is willing, we've been speaking all the way from her registration time and offering the little help I could, and eventually she did it, and she's in the UK now. She's a Nigerian, in case you are wondering, and she registered from Nigeria and she's working as a social worker here in the UK. I'll bring her to my channel. She will share her journey and everything, and yeah, she will share her journey basically. So just look, there are a few local authorities like that, okay, that recruit. In her workplace, you told me that there are so many of them. So you can say that local authority, they recruit internationally. So just search for them. When I bring her, if she's happy to share, or if you DM me after that, when she has told me the name of her local authority, I can give it to you. Then you go on their website and check whether they have current application or opening. Then you can apply. Then between councils and agency offers, which one is a go? Agency is go, definitely. Who doesn't know? Not only in social work, even nurses, doctors, they will tell you agency is the go. They pay higher. Okay, but everything that has advantages has disadvantages. Yeah, that's one thing you have to know. Agency, they pay higher, but one thing you have to know is that your job security is not guaranteed, because if you're working in a local authority, because they still post you with councils, funny enough, yeah, most social work agencies will still be working with councils. And if the council wakes up one morning and say they don't need your service again, you become jobless. Then anyway, you can also get one, because social work jobs are easy to get, yeah. But it depends on your situation. For me right now, I can't go for agency. No, it will not favor me, because with agency, you don't have holiday, leave entitlements and all of that. If all of this stuff, you're not entitled to all those holiday, annual leave. They work round the clock. If you are not working, you are not earning. But if you are working with council or a permanent job, you have sick leave entitlement, annual leave entitlement. If you're working with agency and you become sick, you are on your own. Well, the money that they make, you can also say that, well, it covers for all of that. But if you're someone that doesn't fall sick easily, it might actually benefit you. So agency is cool, and I know that currently there are some things they are putting in place that will minimize the use of agency, especially for newly qualified. You can't just start with agency once to qualify or something. You need to work with a local authority for a certain number of years before you can do that. I'm not sure that has been finalized, but you can't compare anywhere. Even in NHS, you can't compare. Agency is the goal. But like I said, anything that has advantages also has disadvantages. Your next question: what are the possible career paths and growth in social work in the UK? Career path is just continue. For instance, now, when you start as a newly qualified social worker, it depends. Different local authorities, NHS, they have what they call it. It's more like you climb the ladder. Okay. Band 5, band 6, or whatever. For instance, where I work, when you come in as a newly qualified, you are just on level 1. After 1 year, you complete your ASYE program, you automatically go to level 2. So as you keep staying on level 2, depending on your exposure, your experience and everything with your manager, you do some CPD, your manager can say, okay, you are good to go. you are due for promotion, and all of that, then you can go. I don't know if they apply for it or something. They'll do your interview, or a manager will look at you and everything and say, okay, you are due for that. Depending after some years, and of course, with your wealth of knowledge and experience, you go to level 3. Then from level 3, you can apply. It's a position you apply for that one actually for you to become an advanced practitioner. An advanced practitioner, they will interview you, you apply for it. Of course, all these things come with higher pay, higher responsibility. So from level 3, advanced practitioner, APs, and then as an advanced practitioner, after some years, then you can become a manager. So a team manager, from team manager, you can become a service manager. As a service manager, from service manager, you can become maybe, what's it called now? I can't remember that position. Like I'm talking about my workplace, but you just keep clip. You just keep climbing the radar. So that's the growth and development there. NHS, they also have their own. You just keep going. And then I know if you're an adult, there's what they call approved mental health practitioner. You have to go back to school, to university to do the program. But you have to be sent by your employer to do that. Okay, adult mental health, yeah, approved mental health practitioner. Then when you go there, that's another position you can climb. Then you become an AMP. Is a qualification on its own. You are a social worker. I think currently social workers, nurses, occupational therapists, and maybe psychologists are the only people that can actually apply to become an approved mental health practitioner. So it really varies depending on where you work, but these are the career paths or growth when it comes to social work career. Your last question, is PhD in social work worth the stress? Why would you want to do PhD if you don't have plans of becoming a lecturer? That's what I would just say. If you want to be a lecturer, go ahead and do your PhD if you have lecturer. But if it's just for you to be working as a social worker, nah. You can do other courses to add to your goals, to improve your, managerial position or service manager, or to improve your portfolio, right? But if you don't have lecturing as, at the back of your mind, it's not what it. PhD should be for academias. Me, I'm done with education. In case you're wondering, me PhD call. If I don't get honorary doctorate or whatever, forget it. I don't need this. So that's all the questions that I have on YouTube. Then I just have about 3 questions on Instagram. The first one is, are you planning on doing a labor and delivery vlog? Come on, I have it already. I think 2 weeks after my delivery, I released it. Yeah, I released it already. I'll link it in the description box. I already have a labor and delivery vlog. Someone asked, how has motherhood been for you? Thank you for asking this question. Motherhood has been exciting. It comes with its challenges, to be honest. It's not so easy, especially the fact that you no longer think about yourself, you don't have your alone time, you have to think about another human being who is currently making noise here. He's trying to wake up, or I don't know what he's doing, but I don't want to look at him. I don't know if he's awake already. Let me see. Oh my gosh, he is. Yeah, so you have to think about him, life, but it's been exciting. Whenever I look at my son, all those stress and all those difficulties and all those challenges, like they disappear. I'm just filled with joy. I'm just happy that I'm a mom. I don't know how to explain it, but motherhood hasn't been easy. It's been a roller coaster, ups and down, But at the end of the day, once you look at your baby, you'll be happy that you are a mom. Yeah. Look at him. How did you know your hobby is the one? And what food do you feed Neso with? He is so cute. Okay. This video is already long. I think this first part of the question, I might answer it in a video or include it in a vlog. I don't know. I feel like sometimes some sit down videos I want to do, sometimes I don't get people. Maybe I can include some things in a vlog to make it a holistic video. Okay, but I'll just give you guys in a nutshell. But I'll share more details on that when we film probably how we met, or I'll make it a proper video. I think it deserves to be a video. So please watch out for that video. As for what I feed this baby boy with, natural milk. I'm exclusively breastfeeding him. Yes, I am. God has been my strength. I've been doing it for the past 4 months and still counting, to the glory of God. To think that I thought that once it clicks 2 months, I'm going to stop, because then it was really draining for me. But I've been doing it and I'm enjoying doing it. And that's all I feed him with. No water, nothing. Just breast milk. And it's telling on him. He's doing a good job. Look at him. Once I look at him and give him attention now, you see him. That's when he will pop up, and that's it. I think that's all the question I have for this Q&A. Thank you guys so much for asking me these questions, and I hope I did my best at answering them. Don't forget to give this video a like. Yeah, like this video, share, subscribe, comment, do all of those good stuff, and I will be seeing you guys in my next one. Until then, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take good care of yourselves. Bye.